What is going on, guys? It is Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today I am ready to do my review of this beautiful Benchmade. This is the Benchmade Mini Super Freak. Oh, stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. All right, we are finally ready to do the full review of this little guy. This is the Benchmade Mini Super Freak, as it is affectionately known. This is the 565-1. This knife was sent to me by my wonderful, wonderful friend Jake over at Bearded Gear. Me and Jake have just become really the best friends. He is just one super guy. Has supported me throughout my whole YouTube scene here. Just one excellent dude, and of course, you know, me and him, we have some similarities in our likes for knives, and then some things are different. I send him knives that he might not usually buy, and he does the same for me. And that is perfect example of this. I would have probably never bought this knife to be able to get in my hands and to show you guys myself. But holy crap, am I very glad that we have this relationship where we can do this, because this knife is freaking cool. So anyways, I will have Jake over at Bearded Gear linked down in the description for his YouTube and Instagram. He is absolutely killing it over there on both platforms. Definitely go check him out. If you are subscribed to me and you're not subscribed to him, I don't know how that's possible, but if you aren't, stop the video right now. Go check him out. All right, the Benchmade Mini Super Freak. I'm just going to call it that because that is what it's really known, or how it's known. So because I call my Benchmade Super Freak just that instead of the numbers, because that's just what I like to do. This thing he sent over, and the reason that I said that I probably would have maybe not purchased this knife myself is because if you watch my channel, I like the bigger knives. I do have some smaller knives that I do carry. I'm just more excited about the bigger stuff. Sometimes, especially since I'm reviewing a lot of things, I will carry two knives, a primary and a secondary, and this is where this knife shines for me, is a secondary knife. Now, not to say that this knife would not be a perfect primary carry, EDC carry for most people, because it will. A lot of people like the minimalist stuff. They like lightweight. They, small, something they can carry around every day and not really notice it, but have it when they need it. And this thing does shine for that. What do we have? Well, instead of the crappy plastic handles in S30V, which I like S30V, don't get me wrong, but the plastic handles I do not. On the regular Freak, this one, they did it right. I'm so happy that they didn't mimic the Super Freak, the original Super Freak, which is in layer G10 and M4 blade steel. I thought maybe they would when they came out with the mini version, but they didn't. And I'm really glad they didn't. Benchmade, well done. This one has the most wonderful carbon fiber scales. Holy moly. Done just freaking awesome. Really, really love these scales. Makes it lightweight. I think this thing only weighs like 2.74 ounces or something like that. So, guys, for the ounce of inch, because you have a 3-inch blade here, the ratios are excellent for this, for all you guys who do that kind of stuff. And then, of course, the blade. This is an S90V. S90V is a premium steel. I have yet to own anything in S90V, from what I can tell, I did some cutting with this, obviously, because it's, I carry it and use it. But I don't go crazy because it's not my knife. So just your regular EDC task, cutting packages, maybe, a little bit of cardboard because, I don't want to go too wonky or anything. But, man, the S90V edge retention is something to write home about. It does, from what I can read and understand, it's a very good steel. However, I, have read a lot as far as it being a little bit of a booger to sharpen. But, if you have one of the, like the KME sharpening systems that I have, there's really not a steel that is any harder than the other. It just takes more time. It is really all it is. So I'm not going to knock that for steel because it's just the way it is. Now, if you're hand sharpening it, maybe be a little bit more of a pain in the butt. So these beautiful carbon fiber scales and then the red thumb stud. Yeah. I kind of wish they'd have done that on the regular Super Freek. We're going to bust that knife out here in a little bit. Focus camera. And then, of course, your red barrel spacers. This knife is just sexy looking. That's just all there is to it. I love the way this knife looks. I love the way this knife feels. I was really scared when I got this knife that I was like, gonna fall in love with everything about it except the size. And the size is small for my big hands, but I can get 4 fingers around it, and it's very comfortable. So I'm pleasantly surprised. We're going to bust out a few size comparisons on other knives that are comfortable, smaller knives for me. And so, yeah, this one surprised me. Very, very happy that that Jake sent this over, because I would have automatically thought, nope, too small, wouldn't have liked it. Now, like I said, I like to carry the big stuff, but for a smaller knife, it's money. The milling that they do on the carbon fiber is done very well. There's no sharp spots around here. It's chamfered. Just really ergonomic. You have this one finger troll, primary kind of finger troll, and then you wrap your other hands around it, and boom. Now, with this knife, it has the deep carry pocket clip. It does not come standard with the deep carry pocket clip. It comes standard with their split arrow clip. A lot of people just really wish that Benchmade would go to the deep carry pocket clip. And I think the deep carry pocket clip on this knife is what it should come with. I think the split arrow clip is just, the deep carry, especially the mini deep carry like this one has, fits this knife to a T. You still have the ability for the lanyard hole for you lanyard guys. It's just a better clip for this. However, the deep carry, bent pocket clip like that, I do feel it. It's not a hot spot or anything, but I can definitely feel that pocket clip there. So that's a thing. It's not bothersome or anything, but I can feel it if I'm squeezing on it and everything. Does not create a hot spot. The jimping on the liners, doesn't really give me any grip. I don't really use that. I mean, if I'm in a regular hammer grip, I don't feel it. If I'm in a saber grip like this, which is kind of hard for me to have my thumb really back here, I really prefer my thumb up here so the jimping doesn't do too much, but the jimping is done very well. So if I was to have to stab something and put my thumb right here, it would work really, really well. So how's the action? One of the best. Okay, so one of the reasons I love my Super Freek is because the action on that guy, hands down, just freaking awesome. I love this knife. Like my favorite Benchmade right now. Absolutely love it. This thing feels amazing. It feels like this action, just with, this one obviously has a bigger blade, so you can definitely tell that whenever you're, opening and closing it. But holy moly, yeah, a lot of guys at work, that's usually how I carry these knives, I take them to work. I got a bunch of guys who love knives. They fell in love with this. The action on this guy is wonderful. I love the fact that I can actually use that thumb stud to spidey flick this thing. Matter of fact, that's usually how I open this knife, because that's just my deal. So that makes it so much more fidgetable. I can do that with my Super Freek. So dang, is this knife just an absolute perfect little brother to this one. I love the fact that Benchmade didn't do the same thing with this one. They got full carbon fiber, S90V. It just great. Now, this one, as you can see, camo, S90V there, and this is the first production. So just as Jake's knife, he got a first production. That's super cool. I think they used to put numbers on them, but they don't anymore. So it just says first production. So that's really cool in itself. And a lot of Benchmade, fanboys out there love to get their hands on the first production knives. And I can see why. I'm a knife collector. So yeah, I can totally see it. Let's get some size comparisons out here. We're going to do our normal size comparisons right now. This is the PM2. Here it is against the Para 3. As you can see, obviously, it is more Para 3 size. The Para 3 actually is just a little bit longer. So it is a smaller knife. Definitely a secondary for me, but still can be an excellent primary for those who are really minimalist and like smaller stuff. Some of the other knives that I consider to be secondary knives, smaller knives that I do like to carry, especially in my fifth pocket. This is the Kaiser Sheepdog. So smaller than I can only get 3 fingers on this guy. But as far as a small backup knife, which a lot of people are like, you carry a little cleaver blade for a backup knife? Yeah, sometimes I do because it fits in my coin pocket. So yeah. But there it is against the Sheepdog. Here it is against the, another great offering from Civivi, which is an excellent EDC knife for the money, the Civivi Elementum. So as you can see there, very, very similar as far as overall profile and length to the Civivi Elementum, which this one is wearing copper, so it is a lot heavier, but you could get them in carbon fiber, and it would be a great comparison for these. And then the only other knife that I do carry sometimes, the SOG Terminus XR. This is the one in S35VN. Also very similar. This is carbon fiber laminate over G10, but still, as you can see, a good size comparison. Both of these knives are perfect for that small EDC knife that just works, especially the Super Freek. So as far as, like I said, it's like 2.74 ounces, so it's a freaking just a light, crazy. I mean, it's not bug out light. And you get a longer blade with the bug out. This thing is about 7 inches overall. It's like 3-inch blade, 2.875 cutting edge, and about an inch on the width. The one thing that I know some people said they wish it was a little bit thinner this way. I can't remember what it is. You know, it is right at, a little over a 1/2 inch. I think that's awesome because it's so small. The fact that it's got a little bit more of a chunkiness in the handle makes it a lot more comfortable for me. I don't think I would like it as much if it was a thinner profile. So definitely that works for me. If you want it to be a little bit slimmer, I can totally see that, but not my cup of tea. I really, really like the fact that this one's a little bit chunkier in the hand it just kind of gives me a more firm grip for my big old meat hooks. So, obviously, the Benchmade access lock, just awesome. You've got kind of a lot going on here as far as the takedown. It's not overly done, but I like the fact that they went with the black hardware. You have, of course, these screws that are holding in. You've got your stop pin and then your pivot. This one holds in, the partial liner that's inside here. These are not milled out or anything. These are just 2 full slabs of carbon fiber that are milled on the top. And then you have your partially steel liners. So it's just a well-made, it feels like a working knife. I mean, this thing is rock solid, beautiful enough to just be a piece of pocket jewelry too, because I just love the way the carbon fiber looks, and we'll be able to get the job done. I mean, it's just a well-made little EDC knife that I didn't think I was gonna like, but damn. The only thing that I might be able to say I don't like about this knife is the price tag. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I know, Benchmade, they overpriced on a lot of stuff. I don't think everything they have is overpriced. It is American-made, okay? American-made company. That is first and foremost. I like to buy American-made first. This is a perfect example of premium materials made by an American-made company where the price is, a little higher than most people want to spend on a little knife. But I can get it. I mean, okay, so it's $263. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. $263 is a lot of money. It's not chump change. Would I like to see this knife, at the $200 range? Holy crap, yes, absolutely, 100% I would, and I think they would sell the crap out of these if they could get that price point there. But it's not. It's one of those things, a lot of people like this knife. It's been very popular with the knife community. I just don't know if somebody is, looking through a Benchmade catalog, looking for their first Benchmade, if they're going to choose this. I just don't think they would. I really wish they could get that price point down some. I don't usually say that. I think most of the time, you know, just a little bit more for an American-made knife with premium materials, I'm totally okay with. This one, I wish it would come down just a little bit, but that's just me. A lot of people, I mean, obviously this thing is so popular, people are paying it, so it's worth what people will pay, and they're paying the heck out of it. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents. I mean, I would probably buy this and add it to my collection if it was more around the $200 mark, just because most of my money goes to knives that are bigger, because I carry a secondary because I'm trying to do a lot of reviews. But if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't carry a secondary a lot of the time, because most of the time I'll carry a primary and maybe a small fixed blade. I've done that a lot. So it's just, you know, it's just my kind of thing. But all in all, this knife is an absolute winner, 100%. These 2 knives are my 2 favorite Benchmades. I have one more Benchmade that I am a big fan of, which is the Crooked River. But these 2, hands down, money. Absolutely money. If you're looking for great, like this one, hardcore work beast of a knife, M4 steel, that's what you take to work. You work in an office or just a not a hard use kind of job, and you want a great, reliable, premium material EDC knife, oh, you really can't go wrong with that. I guarantee you'll be happy with it. It might hurt when you first purchase it, but I guarantee you would be happy with this knife, 100%. Guys, I really appreciate you stopping by and checking this out with me. Jake, you are the man. Really, really love you, dude. I really appreciate you letting me check this out. He also sent the ProTech Malibu for me to review, and I have really been enjoying that one. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up. Guys, stay safe out there in this crazy world that we're living in, and we will see you in the next one.